from the moment it was like, yes, we're going to do this record, the whole of the aspect of the record company on from that day right the way through the release of the record and subsequently changed completely. I mean, my office was on the 3rd floor, which encompassed press and promotion, and my office, and basically that floor became the Band-Aid floor. You know, it was just like Bob said, they're all sort of working for me now, sort of thing. It was like, you know, the phones were going, people were sitting in corners, phones were ringing, you know, it was just a melee of things going on, and just Bob was just playing off the cuff for everything, convincing people, you know, they've got to be on the record, and then it was like, okay, TP, get on the phone to HMV, they've got to stop the record, they've got to do this, they've got to do that, you know. And I'd be halfway through this conversation with, say, a Brian McLaughlin or something, and Geldof would rip the phone out of my hand, and he'd start effing and blinding down the phone. Convinced, you know, he had no idea of what the cost structure of a record was really, but, you know, as far as Bob was concerned, everybody had got to give everything up, and, you know, nobody was to get anything out of it, you know, which was absolutely ridiculous. A ridiculous thought at the time. The more we sort of number crunched, the more we sort of went through the whole discussions with everybody, you know, it actually looked as though it could become a reality. And all the subsequent PR things that were going on in that week leading up to this record going to actually be made, just, it was astounding. I mean, phone calls from just everyday people as this thing's just started to move. What can we do? Can we do this? Can we do that? You know, and obviously pledges of support, not only from artists but people who were making record sleeves, were supplying the vinyl, and so it went. You know, it was just like we started getting this longer list of people that would do things, and the more we went into it, I thought, well, this might happen, but you know, started off thinking, well, we'd be lucky we sell 30,000, you know, that'll keep Bob quiet, you know, off we go, you know, made a few bob, you know. He was having none of that, you know, after it was sort of like, no, we're going to do 100,000. I go, oh yeah. Yeah, sort of, and so it just went on. And,
what was it like on the day of recording the record? Did you think everybody was going to turn up and behave?
Yeah, I think everybody was under orders really from Bob. I think, yeah, I guess, you know, he wasn't sure, but I think by that time, as the week again had unfolded, you know, everybody was just on orders to turn up, you know, and he was just continually, this phone book was just this moving all the time, you know, and it was, you've got to come, yeah, I don't care if you're in New York, you're coming back to something like Boy, you know.
Amazing.
God knows what some of these artists thought at the time. Just, you know.
I think they just thought they were humouring Bob, didn't they?
Yes, I think they did, you know. Just thought, like me, enough. Go.